So you're about to move to Northwest Arkansas or you just got here. Let's talk about some of the first things you need to do when you land ship, land your car, land your family here in Northwest Arkansas. So let's talk about that. Hey everybody, if you don't know who I am, my name is Phillip Shepard. I'm a local real estate agent located right here in Northwest Arkansas. If you weren't aware, I actually was a real estate broker located in the dumpster fire, the horrible, the no good nothing state of Illinois, also known as Chicago. The worst. Anyways, I was a broker up there for many years, and I decided to move to the best place to live in America. And it turns out Northwest Arkansas is by far that place. So maybe you're looking at other places to move here, other places in America. Call me, text me, let's sit down for coffee. Let's talk about why I chose Northwest Arkansas versus anywhere else in America, and by far the best place to live in America, by far. Now, if you haven't been down to Northwest Arkansas quite yet, I made something called the NWA Starter Pack. Sounds exactly what it is. Literally a starter pack full of all the cool things Northwest Arkansas. What's going on in downtown Bentonville? What's going on in Fayetteville? What are the schools like? What are the hospitals like? What are all the safety regulations and all the safety things happening here? All the cool things you needed about Northwest Arkansas. Package shipped right to your home. Literally right to your home. Enter all the information below. Name, address, where's this package going to? Let me know all the information below. I'll make sure they get the package shipped to you right away. Also, side note, it does come with your first free mountain bike, so that's pretty cool. And I know what you're thinking. It is my favorite four-letter F word. Free! So enter your information below and make sure they get the package shipped to you right away. All right, so the first thing you definitely need to do when you get here, and this is the only business thing we need to talk about when you land ship in Northwest Arkansas. The only thing we need to talk about business-wise is going to the DMV. Shudder. Now, I never had a good experience in the Illinois DMV. Those people despised their jobs. They hated them. They hated you. They hated anyone that even walked through the doors. But here in Arkansas, and for every DMV I've been to, I would hate to say it's been an amazing experience because I always pay money, but it has been a great experience in the sense of like just customer service. So it will be, I've heard countless times of people being shocked about going to the DMV. Hardly ever any line. Everyone seems excited to be there. Everyone's very helpful. There's a couple things you have to do when it comes to going to the registration and getting your title work done and then getting your driver's license. It was all a very simple, easy experience. Now, one little thing to be aware of is that you probably won't owe any tax if you moved here, it depends on when you're watching this video, if you move here around June, July-ish, because you won't actually get taxed until 2025 because everything's in arrear of everything here. So like when I first moved here in like June of 2020, I didn't actually own anything until 2022 because everything was in arrear. So tax season for Arkansas ends around like April, May-ish. And so if you come after that, then nothing's really, that's kind of the fiscal year end. You don't actually owe anything until like 2020, like 2 years after that. So kind of prepare yourself for that, not a whole lot. Now, if you register your vehicles here that are used, same concept happens if you purchase a new vehicle here, that changes things. But regardless, the DMV is a very good experience. That's the first thing I would do is go get your driver's license because a lot of things hinge on getting that like paperwork done, like whether it's like a water bill or things like that, or getting the next couple things put together. You want to probably get your license transferred over. I believe there's kind of a time limit of when they expect you to like get things switch over. Did I do that? I might have broken a couple laws, but this is not evidence. And the second thing I would definitely recommend doing when you're moving here to Northwest Arkansas or you just got here is I have a monthly kind of new person to Northwest Arkansas meetup over at Blake Street every third Thursday. It's from 5:30 till 8 p.m. at night, and we meet at Blake Street. It's 21 and older, so no kids allowed there. But regardless, it's a lot of fun because it's just kind of all people geared towards new people to Northwest Arkansas. So maybe you want to join a community or meet new people. You know, it's always hard getting, kind of meeting new people in a new area because do you want to go to a bar and meet people that way? Probably not. So that's why I do something at Blake Street because it's kind of a happy medium. It's like it's kind of a social club, so they only allow like people that have paid membership to go there. But I convinced them to open it up and to allow people that are new to the area to come there. So every third Thursday from 5:30 to 8 p.m. we have Blake Street events over there. So that's the first thing I would do is just on the calendar. It's going to happen every single time regardless. The other thing I would also recommend is signing up for my weekly emails, because I kind of like push out like a lot of cool things happening in the area. So kind of a cool thing to be aware of, like new events here, or this is happening there, etc. So regardless, those two things, doing those two together will be a nice little thing to do when you're first moving here. And before we jump on to the next point, I have something brand new called Instant Home Updates. So maybe you're looking to move to the area and using things like Realtor.com, Zillow.com, or Redfin, notifications, way too slow. Way too slow. That's why I made something called Instant Home Updates. Sounds exactly what it is, literally Instant Home Updates. So enter your information below: name, bedroom, bathroom, square footage. Where do you want to move to Northwest Arkansas? Enter all the information below and make sure that you don't miss a single notification when it comes for homes for sale or for rent, all in Northwest Arkansas. Also, side note, every single Friday I send an email out just kind of talking about all the cool things Northwest Arkansas. What's going on in downtown Bentonville? What's going on in Fayetteville? What's going on in Rogers? What new businesses are moving here? What's going on in the amphitheater? What's going on over at the Walt Center? What's going on in Dixon? So many things all the time. Enter your name and email below, and I'll make sure you get that email every single Friday. But sadly, side note, you will get a little fear of missing out, little FOMO, so to speak, but I promise you will be the most informed person eventually when you make your way out to Northwest Arkansas. And the third thing you definitely need to do when you're coming and you just landed in Northwest Arkansas is follow some social media accounts. Now, I just did a video on some of the top social media accounts to follow for Northwest Arkansas. Usually they revolve around food or transplants or just things happen in the area. I'm gonna link all those accounts below if you haven't watched that video yet. So all those accounts are linked below if you wanna like kind of follow them, kind of keep on top of what's going on here, both TikTok as well as Instagram. Regardless, it is good to kind of see what's happening in the area based on social media, whether it's all the different accounts. Usually I lean towards Instagram and if anything, not so much TikTok because it's kind of like a weird time thing. Facebook is good as well when it comes to Facebook events, but I really do appreciate Instagram because they usually are like a week or two ahead of time, so you can kind of plan your week out that way. So all the links are below if you want to follow some people when it comes to food or events happening. Well worth your time to do all those things. And the fourth thing I definitely would do when you first move here to Northwest Arkansas, and this is going to be a general list because I'm not sure how much you are into outdoor scene, but I assume if you moved here, you kind of want to be more outdoors because that's kind of the vibe of the whole area. But the first thing I would do is just, if you don't own a bike, definitely rent a bike, hit the Razorback Greenway, which is a 40-mile pathway all the way from Fayetteville, all the way up to Bella Vista, almost Missouri. So that's probably not the safest, I should say, the simplest form of biking you can do. Now you can always rent a bike. You can get the battery bikes and actually hit up some of the trail systems in Fayetteville, in Bentonville, in Springdale, Rogers, etc. But if you want a simple, kind of easy-going rent a bike kind of thing, definitely hit up the Razorback Greenway. It is all paved all the way through, and there's lights all the way through as well. So it makes it nice and easy, especially for some of those dark times, especially in Fayetteville, it's lit up all the way. But regardless, if you are coming here, if you are here currently, definitely carve out some time to go rent a bike, or if you want a bike, hit the Razorback Greenway. It's nice to meet people that way, to actually like just kind of see the community and see everything that's happening in the whole area. And the fifth and final thing you definitely need to do if you just landed here in Northwest Arkansas, and this will be ultra specific, but I want to do a little bit of a caveat beforehand. There are so many things that you definitely need to do in Northwest Arkansas when it comes to outdoor scene, indoor scene things, but here is something that's very specific. I want to make sure you don't look over when you first move here. And that is you definitely need to go down to the Fayetteville Library and get a Fayetteville Library card. Now, if you live in Northwest Arkansas in general, whether it's Siloam Springs, Pea Ridge, Bentonville, Bella Vista, West Fork, Farmington, Prairie, doesn't make a difference, all of Northwest Arkansas, you have access to the Fayetteville Library. And you're probably thinking to yourself, woo, who cares? It's just a library. The best library in the whole world exists here. Now, I'm not exaggerating about that. I've been to a lot of libraries. I'm a big library fan. It sounds like I'm a real nerd there, but I do promise you, am I an expert? Almost the best. And Fayetteville Library has some of the most interesting and unique and specialized and innovative and cool things happening there. Whether it's from the 3D printing lab to the actual virtual reality lab, all the way to if you want to get some aviation hours, there's a full simulator there. You can get your like backhoe license there. There's a 16 wheeler, or what do you call those things? Like obviously a big rig trainer there. There's a Mac lab, so all the Apple Mac labs with Adobe Suite. There's a video studio. There's a green screening room, so you can record TV shows in there if you wanted to. There's a 32-channel audio recorder room dedicated to actual bands recording full albums there. There's these things called books. What? I know. There's a full teaching kitchen there, so that every single day of the week they're teaching people how to make soups, how to make meat, how to make vegetarian stuff, how to do this, how to cook rice. So on top of that, they have classes and things and knitting and all sorts of crazy things happen at the Fayetteville Library, and all for the cheap price of free. So definitely get your library card and check out some time there. There's a lot of classes there, especially if you're in the homeschooling realm. Well worth your time to go check out the Fayetteville Library. All right, that's all I have for you guys today. Again, if you are thinking about coming down to Northwest Arkansas, download my 3-day itineraries, link below. Maybe you're a adventurer, maybe you're a sports person, maybe you're a foodie, maybe you're a sightseer, maybe you have kids, whatever it is. There's a 3-day itinerary link down below for you. So go ahead and download it and use it, get down here. Also, when you do come down here, I give you the $10 tour so I can kind of show you around the whole area. Plus, we can check out some home for sale or for rent and see how far your dollar will go in Northwest Arkansas compared to where you're coming from. All right, guys, I'll see you next one.